Hello, everyone. It looks like I am live. This is Tammy Morrison of Unleashing Your True Self, and I'm coming on here with Spiritual Gifts in Everyday Life Masterclass Series. This is day number 3. I apologize. I was supposed to do day 3 last night, but it didn't happen. So here I am, day 3, and we're talking about clairaudience tonight. So, clairaudience is clear hearing. So, we're going to get into it. A little introduction for those unfamiliar with me. I am your guide on this journey, and I'm a wife, a mother, a grandmother, oracle, priestess, author, intuitive book consultant, and energy healer. It's a mouthful, but I'm a lot of things. So today we are talking about clairaudience. So clairaudience is powered by the throat chakra. And so, as with every single one of the gifts, your throat chakra and actually all of your chakras need to be cleared and working properly in order for you to be able to embrace these gifts that each and every one of us have. We each have the gifts, we have them. Now, yours may not be working at the level that you would want them to, however, we do have them. So, clairaudience is powered by the throat chakra. What we'll discuss? What is clear hearing? Clear hearing is when you hear words, sounds, or music in your own mind's voice. Sometimes you will hear in what sounds like your words, or it will sound like someone you know or don't know. Clairaudience is the ability to hear psychic information and receive auditory intuitive messages. Signs that you may be clairaudient. Loud noises irritate you. You prefer listening to audibles instead of reading on Kindle. You are musically inclined. People call you for advice. You tend to talk to yourself in your head. As a child, you talk to imaginary friends. Some other signs that you may be clairaudient is you hear someone saying your name when no one is around. If you ever thought someone called out to you and then found out you were alone in your house, you might be clairaudient. You might also hear voices, whispering, or even voices echoing from another dimension. Clairaudience doesn't always manifest as a clear voice in your head. You might find that you hear someone speak, but you can't make out the words. You enjoy the quiet. Clairaudience often find themselves overwhelmed in loud or busy environments. They're sensitive to noise, whether it's constant noise, chatty friends, or construction at the office. I know for me, I live in the back of a Chevy dealership, so sometimes that noise is horrific. Sometimes I have to close my window because I can't tolerate that noise. And I know that because I'm hella clairaudient. That is one of my strongest gifts. Um, you love music. That is another thing. Also, how do you use your clairaudience in your life? How do you use your clairaudience in your life? People who are clairaudient typically are natural musicians, singers, writers, and public speakers. Now, some of the ways that you can receive clairaudient messages is with your own voice. Messages from spirit guides via your inner voice can happen internally or verbally. It takes practice to learn to recognize whether your words and thoughts come from spirit messages or other sources. You must listen to your intuition and try to understand the difference between these messages. Um, while you may hear voices in your mind, as if you were thinking the message yourself, clairaudient messages can also come from spirit voices around you. Hearing spirit voices means that auditory messages you receive come from loved ones who have passed on. You may hear friends family, and even people with whom you didn't have a close relationship during their time in this physical world. So, let's see what's the next slide. So, how do you strengthen your clairaudience? You can ask questions. When you want to receive a message from spirit, sometimes you must ask first. You may not hear an answer right away or at all, but by asking questions, you signal to higher beings that you open yourself to receive. When you ask spirit a question, focus on the request. And then you want to strengthen your fifth chakra. Your fifth chakra, which is your throat chakra, represents communication. Each chakra has symbols that you can use as tools to help strengthen them. Some of these tools include colors. Each chakra has a representative color, and as you can see here, the color here is blue or like an indigo. Um, Even just imagining bright blue hues can help open it. Crystals, as with colors, specific crystals work to open the throat chakra. You can meditate with blue crystals like lapis lazuli, blue lace agate, turquoise, or others to strengthen your fifth chakra. If you feel comfortable doing so, you can also place these gemstones at the base of your throat or wear them as a pendant. And then singing is another way to strengthen your fifth chakra and to open up your clairaudience. Whether you're skilled at singing or not, your voice's high and low pitches open your throat chakra. If you can feel your voice strengthening, you're likely improving your fifth chakra strength. And then the next thing, of course, is meditation. Meditation. Along with listening, meditation should be one of your first steps to improving clairaudience. Meditation allows you to still your body, center your mind, and focus on the listening to the world around you. There's no single right way to meditate, and you should start by finding a meditation that works for you. You can find guided meditations, meditation music, and you can find a lot of those things on YouTube, or you can even Google, or you can sit on a cushion in the middle of your floor and breathe deeply, or you can lie on your bed and breathe deeply and connect with your breath. Those are all wonderful ways to strengthen your throat chakra and connect to your spiritual gift of clairaudience. So this is some information about me. I'd love to chat if you would like to reach out. There's my phone number and also my email and my websites. My social media connections are here. You can reach out to me on Facebook at Unleashing Your True Self, Instagram at I am Tammy Y. Morrison, LinkedIn at Tammy Morrison, Unleashing Your True Self, and Twitter at Tammy Morrison 16. I also have a YouTube channel, and it is also Tammy Morrison. All right, let's. Okay, so this clairaudience is an amazing gift that a lot of people have no idea that they have. A lot of times, especially children, connect so much easier to spirit, and they have sometimes these imaginary friends. And so if you can think that you've had an imaginary friend as a child, then 9 times out of 10 you're clairaudient. There are so many tools and resources that you can use in order to help you to open up your gifts. Those are just a few that I mentioned. Meditation. People try to make it really difficult, but meditation is not hard. Meditation really consists of stilling yourself and not shutting your mind down, just allowing yourself to be present. Allowing yourself to be present, allowing the thoughts to come, but just not getting attached to them and not allowing them to hold you down. You know, it's just a time where you can just quiet your mind. And so some ways to meditate, definitely I meditate sometimes washing dishes, because what I find is that when you do mindless activities, which meditation, washing dishes is that, something that doesn't cause you to have to think, meditation. I'll put on some beautiful music like that you hear playing right now. A lot of times I like to meditate to jazz or classical music because it doesn't have any words, but anything that just speaks to you. And the most important thing about opening up your spiritual gifts is trusting your intuition and trusting yourself, and moving to a place where you are in a state of allowing, where you are just resting and you are not attached to the outcomes. That is the important thing about opening up your gifts. So as you begin to open up your clairaudience, which is the gift that we're talking about today, tomorrow I will be on and we will talk about clairvoyance. I believe is the last one that we'll talk about. And so as you're on this journey, especially when you set out on your spiritual journey, learning yourself, learning your gifts, learning, you know, learning to trust your intuition, trust your higher self, trust the spirit, trust the universe, trust source, trust God, whatever it is that you connect to. So just one of the things that I really want to stress is that we all have these gifts. We actually all have all of these gifts. However, some people have clairaudient as their primary gift, and it is a natural thing for them. Some people have to develop them, and we all have to develop them even further than what we know, because our gifts so many times were shut off, and our DNA is like shut down because we have all these blocks and seals on them. And so that is another tool that we can use as well, is to open up our DNA, to activate our DNA. So again, I'm so grateful that you guys have decided to join me in this masterclass series. And tomorrow will be day 4. I'm going to actually do this series again, probably in a couple of weeks. But tomorrow will be day 4, and we will talk about clairvoyance. And I love to talk about that one because I want to dispel the rumors that people take in from like TV, because people take in all kinds of stuff. TV sensationalizes psychic gifts or spiritual gifts. And so a lot of times people have those expectations. And so I want to caution you not to have the TV expectations, and to do your research, and also to allow spirit to speak to you. Allow yourself to connect to your intuition, your higher self, to the you that you don't even realize and recognize. I would like to caution you to do that, because so many times, especially in this internet, World Wide Web world, people put all kinds of stuff out there. And if it's not comfortable for you and it doesn't feel good to you, then I need you to leave that shit alone. That's where I'm at with that. So definitely rely on your gut feelings, your intuition, your higher self, the connection that you have with spirit. And we all have that connection as well. However you look at it, because you connect to the God of your own understanding. So as you connect to God, to source, to universe, to your higher self, then you will feel and know what is the right thing for you, and how you can connect to your spiritual gifts, especially clairaudience. So I want to reiterate that some signs that you are clairaudient: you hear someone saying your name when no one is around. If you ever thought someone called out to you and then found out you were alone in your house, you may be clairaudient. You might hear voices whispering, or even voices echoing from another dimension. So be open to, that you can hear voices from other dimensions. That is so powerful, y'all. And I'm going to tell you, I was just watching a series on Netflix called The OA, and they were talking about other dimensions, and it was so awesome and real. Coco says, "It's me." it's me. So continue to watch Coco. I'll be back on tomorrow talking about clairvoyance. You can also reach out to me, connect with me on any of the platforms that you see that you're on: Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram as well. I'm not on Instagram right now because my phone was dying and I just couldn't do it, and I decided to play the music instead. But you enjoy the quiet. You are a person that is overwhelmed by loud and busy environments. Like, it really hit me because of where I live. Sometimes in the city, it's so loud and so noisy, and there's the sirens and all this shit, and oh my God. And so I realized that I need to live where it's quiet, and so that's where I'm going. Um, and then also, when you spoke to imaginary friends as a child, if you were that kid that had that imaginary friend, 9 times out of 10, you are clairaudient. Your childhood imaginary friends may not have been people you conjured in your mind, but spirits communicating with you. So don't discount that. And if you are a person that loves music, then you could be clairaudient. Music represents something more significant than enjoyment for clairaudient people. You probably feel a deep connection with a specific song or music as a whole. It can help you connect with your psychic abilities and deliver messages in the same way that hearing a voice beside you can. Your love of music may go beyond listening to other people's lyrics too. You might write songs or even hear them play in your mind before you compose them. Clairaudient abilities may also allow you to play instruments without sheet music. Music evokes more emotion in you than in others, or gives you messages others do not receive as you listen. Now that's me, because I love music. And if you've watched me before, you know that almost any time that I am on a live, I have music playing, because I know that music shifts the energy as well. And so, if you also offer great advice to others, if friends and family or people look for you to come and they want directions and advice, they want to get some guidance, then you may be clairaudient. Because as you listen to others, you may also be tuning into higher beings and channeling their wisdom through you. Perhaps you have no experience dealing with your friend's situation, but you formulate thoughtful responses that make your friends feel understood. This advice could represent messages from higher beings for others flowing through you. You could possibly think you're only listening to the person speaking to you, but you're also listening to spirit. Now, that is huge because a lot of times people will reach out to you and they know you're clairaudient, but you don't realize it. You sometimes hear ringing in your ears. If you hear ringing in your ears, a lot of times that is how it starts. I know for me, that was how it started. I started hearing these buzzing and it was almost uncomfortable, but it didn't last long. And then it made me know. I consulted with one of my mentors, and it made me know that I was opening up to clairaudience. And if you are an auditory learner, like many clairaudient people prefer audibles. They prefer to listen to books as opposed to reading them. Um, Also, when you learn information and pay attention to how you remember it best, knowing your preferences can help you give you clues on the psychic abilities that you possess. And if you're sensitive to noise, I think I already really spoke on that. But if you're sensitive to noise, that is also something that could tell you that you are clairaudient. And if you often speak to yourself, speaking to yourself does not mean having verbal communication with yourself. It can also come in the form of having conversations with an inner voice inside your mind. Do you often respond to yourself mentally when you have question or problem? Maybe you come up with sensible or compassionate answers like those you would give someone else in your situation. These are definitely ways that you can know whether or not you are clairaudient. And you can receive the messages in so many different ways. I want to just go over that really quickly. You can receive the messages from your own voice. You can have messages from spirit guides via your inner voice and can happen internally or verbally. It takes practice, of course, to learn to recognize whether they're your words or thoughts from spirit. You definitely have to connect to your intuition to know which one is the truth, but you'll know and you'll learn over time as you practice. Spirit voices, while you may hear voices in your mind, as if you were thinking the message yourself, clairaudient messages can also come from spirit voices around you. And then sound. When you are alone in a house or even in public and you hear non-specific sounds, you may be receiving a message from the divine. These signals often come in the form of muttering just out of earshot, or music so soft you can't hear the words. However, these sounds can occur in any form, and the more you listen, you learn to listen to them, the more you will improve your psychic ability to use your clairaudience. And so you also can have warning messages from your spirit guides that can trigger panic or other fight or flight responses. When you receive this type of communication, you should listen so you can receive the warning clearly. Whether you hear an alarm, shouting, or another obtrusive noise, remember that your spirit guides are trying to communicate with you, not frighten you. So again, I want to appreciate all of you for joining. You can connect also to your spiritual gifts through meditation. You can do guided meditations. You can also just sit quietly. You can connect. Just allow yourself some time and space in order to sit quietly, away from other people, away from the music, away from the television, away from the computer. Just take some time out to connect for yourself and with your higher self and with God, with spirit, with the archangels, in meditation or however that works for you. I like to also do like a walking meditation because as you connect with your spirit gifts, you become a walking prayer. And that is really our goal, is to become a walking prayer. And so as we connect to spirit and like I just went to water and water grounds me. Water is my stuff. Water is my stuff. It grounds me to a place where I just feel so calm and peaceful. And if you can find a place like that hits you, where it grounds you. Some people like to go out in nature and hike and go in the mountains and things like that. But for me, I like to go to the water. Something about the water. And I truly believe that I'm able to connect with my ancestors there, with the angels, with the ascended masters, with God at the water. And it grounds me so. I mean, I don't know. It's like I don't feel any anxiety. I don't feel any stress. I'm just grounded to this place that is so amazing when I go to the water. So again, thank you so much for joining me. I truly appreciate the time that you spend. It is not lost on me that you could be doing any other thing on a Saturday afternoon. At least it's a Saturday afternoon, Saturday evening where I am. But you could be doing anything on a Saturday evening, night, even a Sunday, if that's what it is in your world. But I really appreciate you joining me. And if you would like to have a conversation, like I said, you can reach out to me on any of the social media platforms that I have. Now, I have an amazing offer that I will share tomorrow about a wonderful course that I have created, as well as a Facebook group. So stay tuned tomorrow when we talk about clairvoyance and how to recognize clairvoyance in yourself, to hear all about it. So again, thank you so much for joining me, and I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day, evening, night, or weekend. And make sure that you connect with me on all those platforms. Matter of fact, I'm going to show them again. You can connect with me on Facebook at Unleashing Your True Self, or even my personal page, Tammy Morrison. You can connect with me on Instagram at Tammy Y Morrison. You can connect with me on LinkedIn at Tammy Morrison Unleashing Your True Self. You can connect with me on YouTube at Tammy Morrison. You can connect with me on Twitter at Tammy Morrison 16. So in all those places you can connect, but the best places that I watch is Facebook and Instagram. But you can also email me if you get my email off of there as well. So again, thank you so much for joining, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. And if you're catching the replay, make sure you hit hashtag replay so that I can thank you for watching and spending some time with me. So again, my name is Tammy Morrison. I am an angel intuitive, which simply means that I connect with the angels to bring messages of empowerment, hope, love, and faith. So again, have a wonderful rest of your day, and I hope that you have enjoyed this masterclass. And join me again tomorrow around the same time for clairvoyance. We're going to talk about clairvoyance, and that will be day 4, so that'll be the last day. So I appreciate all of you that have hung in there with me for these last few days, and I apologize for missing yesterday, but I just was exhausted. I couldn't do it. So again, thank you for joining. Bye now.